Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Nitro Basher. This board features Nitro's flat out rocker, which is flat to rocker in the nose and the tail, so you're going to get that ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker, as well as an easier area to press and butter, plus optimal powder flow, and then underfoot it's just going to be a little bit more stable and you don't have to load it up. This board is only available in a 158 wide. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin on a day that had blue and gray skies, low winds, warm temps, chopped chunder, slush, ice, crispy groomers, creamy groomers, kind of just a mix of all spring-like conditions, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The overall flex of this board comes in just a hair past middle of the road. What you do get is more play in the tips, then a slightly stiffer section through the middle where that flat is. The torsional flex is abundant. You can really twist this board and steer it that way. When it comes to stability, by and large, you're gonna notice you get chatter in the tips and that slightly resonates underfoot. The midsection where it's flat is the most stable. One thing to note is there is a key flex point in the nose and the tail right where the flat meets the rocker. That will be obvious. Any flat to rocker should have that in it, but this, it's a little bit more pronounced. This board has 100% skate-like pop, which means you're not loading it up. You're rolling back on the tail and it's gonna spring. The problem is if you push too hard on that tail to get pop out of it, it folds a little bit and can get a little bit soggy. It's not the snappiest board out there, but at least you're not trying to be over-calculated when you're launching a side hit or a roller. You just sort of pop at the very last minute and you're gonna be good with it. When it comes to jumps, what I hit was probably the most questionable jumps I've ever hit. It does the same thing. You don't have to load it up, the lip will throw you, or you can spring a little bit off the tail and you'll get a little bit more pop. By and large, it's not the snappiest thing out there. I think small, medium jumps, pow jumps, it's probably gonna be fine. Big park jumps, that flat to rocker profile will leave you wanting more and you'll probably want something with camber. This board is buttery. That flat to rocker profile is ideal for buttering on. You got that key flex point outside the feet, right where the flat meets the rocker, and you can basically roll up on the nose, roll back on the tail, and it's just gonna go into a butter. If you pop into it and really press, you're gonna feel it have a lot of give. Doesn't have a lot of rebound, so it can get a little soggy if you're not paying attention. But if you are paying attention, you're gonna be able to revert it around and not have any problems. If you like buttering, you're gonna be able to butter with this thing. When it comes to jibbing, the sweet spot in the nose and the tail is huge. That rocker section just locks into a press and it holds it to the end of the feature, and then you can spring out of it. And when you go sideways, it doesn't have so much give that it claps out, but it's not so stiff that it's just very rigid when you're sliding. You can feel it caress right around the feature and hold it absolutely perfectly. One thing to note is there is a slight 3D shaping in this board, so you do get some side-to-side play that will elevate those contact points just enough that they're not going to be hooky. Overall, the asymmetrical side cut on this board is pretty mellow. It's not that aggressive. It rides like a board you've ridden 100 days. Yes, the heel side cut is a little deeper, so you will get better leverage just due to our body's natural anatomy when we ride. Otherwise, it's not crazy aggressive. It's smooth and fluid from edge to edge, short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, long, hard, drawn out carves. They all do what you need to do with this board. If you do lay it over and you want to aggressively Euro carve, the tail doesn't have as much spring out of it as you would want, so it can fold, so be aware of that. Who's this board for? The twin-loving, asymmetrical side cut having guy that wants a skate-like feel to everything that's in front of him. It's a snowboard. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. Felt like a board I'd ridden 100 days. It was easy to get on, it did what I needed it to do. I do like it more than the Optisim from Nitro, and that is their other asymmetrical board. But overall, it's just a middle-of-the-pack board. Doesn't really stick out, doesn't lag behind. If you want an asymmetrical flat to rocker twin, here you go. Comparable boards, the Spring Break Resort Twin, the Rome Agent Pro, the GNU Rider's Choice C3. Binding recommendations, the Nitro 1, the Rome Katana, the Union Strata. This has been my review of the Nitro Basher. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, do you want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.